IVE is dominating K-pop right now. Million-sell albums, chart records, brand power through the roof. But why are many global fans still acting like they don't exist? What if IVE's biggest challenge isn't competition, but their own strategy? Stay with me. Let's start with the facts. IVE's 2025 release, IVE Empathy, sold over 1 million copies in its first week, making it the highest first-week sales of any K-pop album in 2025. That's their 5th consecutive million seller, after Like, IVE, IVE Mine, IVE Switch. Consistency isn't accidental. Their singles Rebel Heart and Attitude dominated domestic charts. Rebel Heart even got a perfect all kill. Their newest mini-album, IVE Secret, landed on multiple Billboard charts. Number 4 on World Albums, top album sales placement, plus the title track XOXZ charted on Global. Domestically and regionally, IVE is a powerhouse. Their brand reputation scores, media exposure, and public recognition, members like Jang Won-young topping individual idol brand ranks, reflect that. On paper, IVE is trying to rewrite what successful K-pop group means in 2025. But numbers don't always tell the full story. Here's where it gets interesting. Despite IVE's wins, many global fandom corners treat them as big in Korea, small globally. Even in 2024 to 2025, many Western fandom Reddit threads and fan forums still question IVE's star power in the West. Despite growing global milestones, some argue that compared to groups like New Jeans or LE SSERAFIM, IVE remains comparatively less visible internationally, often blaming uneven promotion and lower playlist or streaming push rather than lack of talent. Some longtime listeners say IVE's recent music doesn't hit like old tracks, strong domestically, but not as replayable globally. Others note that Western market penetration often requires more than just strong Korean stats. Things like targeted promotion, playlist placement, English-friendly marketing, and consistent overseas visibility. IVE's label, Starship Entertainment, seems more cautious or selective about that push. So, is IVE's dominance only home turf? Or is this a strategic choice shaping a long-term path? IVE's recent moves suggest this might be more than just randomness. Maybe it's a calculated play. Their use of social platforms. IVE reportedly surpassed 10 million followers on TikTok in 2025, leveraging short-form content, member-led challenges, and behind-the-scenes clips to reach more casual and global viewers. Their concept? Consistent power girl group image, strong visuals, which resonate domestically and give them brand strength, albums, fashion, media appearances, rather than chasing global sound trends purely for chart metrics. For example, IVE Secret's aesthetic, album packaging, and visuals rather than just streaming pushes. Balancing? Maintain a solid domestic base, where K-pop remains strongest, while gradually building global footprint via selective charting, overseas festivals, e.g. Japan Rock Festival appearance, and touring plans. Their world tour Show What I Am with Seoul Dome shows plus expected international legs. Maybe IVE isn't underperforming globally. Maybe they're pacing themselves for long-term dominance. But not everyone's buying the plan. Critics and skeptical fans say IVE's music lacks replay value lately. They're being overhyped in Korea but don't translate internationally. Supporters and defenders argue they have top-tier album sales, perfect chart performance, ticking all the metrics that matter. Maybe Western fans just haven't caught up yet. Their TikTok and social presence is massive. The numbers don't lie. Some voices note that global success doesn't always equal Western chart domination. There are other markets, like Asia, Japan, and festivals, where IVE is already a powerhouse. So what's the verdict? Undernourished global presence or a patient long game strategy? IVE's 2025 story isn't a rise. It's a blueprint. They're proving that in K-pop, dominance doesn't need to be instant or global overnight. They've built a fortress at home, chart records, album sales, brand strength, consistent comebacks. Meanwhile, they're planting seeds globally. TikTok influence, strategic releases, tours, festival appearances. They may not yet rival Western-dominated charts like some peers, but they're crafting longevity and control. And in the volatile world of K-pop, that might be the smartest play of all. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please consider hitting like and subscribe.